Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Motivating Mondays, episode 8. This is our Labor Day episode, so I want to say thank you very much for spending some time with us here at, we're at Local Coffee and Medical Center, San Antonio, Texas. I'm S Reyna, and every single Monday morning we're going to be bringing you some motivational, some amazing words of wisdom, thoughts, motivation, affirmations, messages, or quotes, all in an effort to empower you to be able to take on the remainder of your week. Today we're here live and on scene at Local Coffee in Medical Center, San Antonio. So if you haven't been out here, please do so. Take some time to get out here. I want to give a huge thanks to all of our uniformed men and women, active, retired, veterans, their family members, and then for those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice, I want to say thank you very much for everything that you have done and given for us to be able to do what we do. Thank you. On last week's Motivating Your Mondays episode, we spoke, or we were watching, actually, what were we talking about last week? The greatness is in the power of habit. And we listened to Mr. Ben Newman talk to us about muscle memory and how he utilized muscle memory, and he showed us some techniques like how to shoot free throws or even swimming techniques. Both things that are really near and dear to my heart, by the way. But he showed us those things in a way to formulate habits, right, to get us to that next step, to help us achieve that next level. Whether the number of times that you shoot the free throw, right, the way you shoot the free throw, the number of times you're going to shoot that, or the techniques that you use when you're swimming. You have to be able to train yourself, right, not only physically but mentally, in order for you to be able to get the best results possible. So, with that, here's what we're going to do. This week's Motivating Your Mondays message is brought to you by Buddha. So, here it is. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. Buddha. I normally don't like going with mainstream quotes. And the reason is that they're out there. Everybody has them. But when I was preparing for this week's Motivating Your Mondays message, I came across this quote, and an individual, an associate colleague of mine, shared a video in a group that we're in. Mr. Dennis St. Pierre, if you're out there, hey, thanks for watching. And Mr. Bob Proctor speaks about the law of attraction and how that thinking equals habits. So with that, I want to say, Carlo, take it away and show us Bob.
Hello there and welcome. I'm Bob Proctor, and I'm going to take you back a little in time. There's no PowerPoints, there's no great technology. I'm going to use a flip chart because I want this to be in real time, and I want to explain something to you that not many people really understand. I want to talk about the law of attraction. Do you know that the law of attraction is always working? It's like the law of gravity. If I let this go, it's going to go down. It's never going to go back up, it's going to go down. That is the law of gravity. Anything heavier than Earth is attracted towards the center of the world. Well, the law of attraction is always working. Now, how does it work? Well, I use a diagram to explain the mind. Now, let this circle represent your mind. And let this little circle here represent your body. Now, I want you to think of this for a moment. Your body is a molecular structure. This is a massive energy and a very high speed of vibration. If you looked at your body through a microscope, you'd see that energy dancing right before your eyes. And here's something that'll keep you thinking for the next 20 years. When you move out of it, the body does not stop moving. If you go to a funeral parlor and pick up the remains and look at it, you will see it moving. And if it wasn't moving, how would it ever change to dust? You move into your body and you will move out of it. And it's how you use your mind that's going to dictate the vibration you're in. Now stay with me. You have an imaginary line right across here, and that separates the conscious mind from the subconscious mind. Now the subconscious mind has been programmed. When you were a little baby, this is the way it was. So just like this. Subconscious mind wide open, and everything that was going on around it went right in there. And all the energy that went in there when you were just a little baby formed something called a paradigm. Now, a paradigm is information. It's a multitude of habits. You are the product of your environment. But prior to that, you were the product of a genetic strain that goes back for generations. Now, I'm going to say that the paradigm is X-type energy. Now, you've got the ability here on a conscious level to think. And you can think anything you want to think. And as you think, you build ideas. There's a power that's flowing into your consciousness. It never stops. It flows to and through you. You can actually photograph this power leaving you. It flows to and through you. Now, as it flows in, you will start thinking, and you'll probably think X-type thoughts. Therefore, you're going to be in an X-type vibration. And that will produce X-type results. Now, it's the results you want to change. And to change the results, you're going to have to change what you attract. You see, the thoughts that you think control the vibration that you're in. Vibration is nothing but an idea. It's a law of the universe. Everything vibrates, nothing rests. We live in an ocean of motion. And it's the thoughts that you're thinking that you impress upon your subconscious mind that control the vibration the body's in. And that dictates how you act, but it also dictates what you attract. You attract energy that's in harmony with you. You attract people that are in harmony with you. You see, everything operates on frequencies. There's an infinite number of frequencies, but you and I operate on a frequency just like a radio station does. And the only music you can attract is the music that is tuned into the vibration you're in. Now, it's the paradigm that has been controlling the vibration. You can change your thinking, but that doesn't do anything. You got to change the paradigm. And if you don't change the paradigm, nothing happens. Now, talking about paradigms is another subject. We'll do that at another time. But it's the thoughts that you think that control the vibration you're in, and that dictates what you attract. So if you keep attracting what you don't want, understand this. It's the paradigm that's causing the problem. You can think a Y-type thought, which is totally different than the X-type conditioning. It isn't going to go anywhere. Because when you go to get emotionally involved, and this is the emotional mind, when you go to get emotionally involved with that Y-type thought, the paradigm will kick it out. You know why? It's so uncomfortable. That's stepping out of the box. That's doing things different. And we don't like to do things different because it causes a lot of discomfort. But understand this. The paradigm and the thinking control the vibration you're in. And the vibration you're in is going to dictate what you attract. People that are in a poverty consciousness will continue to attract lack and limitation. It has nothing to do with this, what's going on here. This is your educated mind, and you could gather all kinds of information. Have you ever wondered why some people have such an educated mind? They have degrees coming right off the end of their business card, but it doesn't show up in their results. Why? Paradigm. The law of attraction. You've got to change this. You've got to change the vibration you're in, and your whole world changes. Listen, in 1961, a man gave me this book, and he said, do exactly what I tell you. He was giving me Y-type ideas. It caused an enormous amount of discomfort, but I did exactly what he said. And you know something? My income went from $4,000 to $175,000 in a year, and then I took it over $1 million. It took me 9.5 years to figure out what happened. This is what I'm showing you. Watch this over and over and over again. There's a number of lessons in here. And another lesson, I'm going to show you how to change the paradigm. When you change the paradigm, the change in results is automatic. You know why? You start to attract something new, something different. And what we want to do is program in positive information and eliminate the negative. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Law of attraction. You attract according to the vibration you're in. This thing we live in is a molecular structure. Your body is a mass of energy. Do you know if you put your body in front of an infrared television camera in a completely dark room, your whole being would be nothing but a glistening, radiating, gleaming form? Feeling is conscious awareness of the vibration we're in. When we don't feel good, we're in a negative vibration. You want to feel good? Move into a positive vibration. Stop and think of what you're grateful for. But understand this. You will never attract to you wealth, happiness, health until you get the paradigm and get you on that frequency. It's Bob Proctor, and thank you. Hello there and welcome. I'm Bob Proctor.
So, there you heard Mr. Bob Proctor talk about the law of attraction, right? And I wanted to utilize this particular video in connection with the MYM quote that we had just shown you. And here in a little bit, we're going to give you a replay for those of you that just chimed in to watch the MYM show. I know you come here for those MYMs, right? So as a matter of fact, let me have Carlo throw that up here right now so that we can see that. And it's what you think you become, what you feel you attract, what you imagine you create. Bob Proctor, when I connected these two, right, the MYM quote and Bob Proctor's video, it was to take certain things into consideration. Like, it's the results that we want to change, but how do you change those results, right? You adjust the way you shoot those free throws. You want to get faster in the pool, you adjust the way you swim that stroke, like Bob Newman spoke last time, because you got to be able to formulate the habits in association to the results that you want. And if you continue to sleep in and you continue to do the things that you don't want to do, or you're not seeing any changes at all, and you think you're doing something different, the reality is you're probably not, and you think you are. So it's the results that you want to change, and you've got to do the right things in order to get the results that you're looking for. One of the things he also said was feeling is a conscious awareness of the vibrations we're in. That's being cognizant of everything that we do. I often speak about the A3 mentality. Be aware of who you are, be aware of what you do, and be aware of who you serve. Regardless of what industry you're in, regardless of you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, or you're an employee for somebody else, you have the ability to change the things that you want in your life and make them better. See, sometimes people, and I said this during the week with somebody that said, you could be at your place of work, right, or your place of business, and you can change that. And you're still having the same negative issues or the outcomes. And you could change that and go somewhere else. And you can still have the same negative issues or the outcome. And then in all reality, you're leaving the places thinking that it's the places. But you need to stop and become a lot more conscious and be aware of who you are, be aware of what you do, and be aware of who you serve, so that you get a better understanding that it may or may not be that place. It very well may be you. I call those slaps in the face, because I like those things to happen to me every now and then, just to get a better understanding of what it is that I need to do. So remember, what you think you become. Right? So it's more than just using a mainstream quote. It was actually applying it to another quote, to the video that Bob Proctor spoke of, the ones that we just showed you. So to get further detail into how these two things correlate, make sure you come back and watch the replay for those of you that just chimed in. I actually like this. There's some comments on the show right now, right? So Tone, my cousin, I read a lot of self-help books while I was away. Was never a big believer in this kind of stuff until I started learning more and more. Man, Tone, when you start learning a lot more about those things, you read more self-help books, you watch more shows like this, and you listen to people like Bob Proctor and Tony Robbins, there's a lot of things out there that can absolutely change your life. And I want to plug Gary Vaynerchuk. If you haven't heard of Gary Vaynerchuk, by all means take the time to watch some of his episodes on YouTube. They are quite fantastic. So where can you find Motivating Your Mondays messages? Well, we just got a domain. motivatingyourmondays.com is one place to go find it. It'll take you to the Motivating Your Mondays page. You can find them here every Monday morning at 11:30 a.m. on Live and On Scene. You go to www.facebook.com/live and on scene. Where else can you find Facebook? I share them everywhere. We post these things on LinkedIn as well as Medium, Snapchat. They're all over the place. So find them there. We utilize these to educate, energize, and empower you to be able to tackle anything that you're facing throughout the remainder of the week. Any of your challenges, any of the issues that you might have. Revert back to these MYMs, even if it doesn't apply to this particular issue that you're having this week or maybe next week. Revert back to the MYM, because what the purpose of them is to be able to provide you with a positive outlook, so that you can develop a solution for whatever it is that you have issues with. Remember, sharing is caring. Guys, you never know what kind of an impact you can have on anybody unless you share some information with them. So share some information with them, and then also remember to click the live notifications link up here so that you can get tuned into anything that Live and On Scene is doing here on their network, and you have the ability to learn here, to learn from the show that's coming up around 12:30, and then also which leads me into the next thing. What shows are coming up? 12:30 here on Live and On Scene. We have an SA business calendar coming up. They provide some great events that you can connect with. For people like Tone, man, look at the calendar and you can take a look and see if there's any other like self-help, motivational, inspirational type events that are going on, so that you can further delve into yourself, become more aware of what you do, who you are, and who you serve, right? So go to the calendar and check that out. Also, Saturdays now on Live and On Scene, we have a real estate expert by the name of Eugene Herbert. This gentleman has a lot of knowledge. I've seen the growth in him and his business. Just like Tone, you're talking about the self-help, man. He's done a lot of this stuff to be able to really get ingrained in who he is, so that he can be able to provide further for anybody out there in the marketplace. And he's got a lot of knowledge about real estate. So that happens every Saturday at 11 a.m. here on Live and On Sync. So remember, click that notifications link up there so you get notified of it all. Mr. Bob Proctor also spoke about the education, right? So there's an educated mind and then there's the emotional mind. Well, the application of education equals knowledge, guys. So you have to be able to take what it is that you've learned, you have to be able to apply it to your world, live it, and then it becomes experiential knowledge. And the more power and the more growth and the more gains that you get, because you're able to apply these things to your daily life. And then also tackle any obstacles that you might have. Right, Carlo? So, guys, I'm going to close out the show. I want to say thank you very much to Local Coffee. If you've never been here, come out to Medical Center in San Antonio, Texas. They have some great coffee. Enjoying a cup myself. And so thanks a lot to Local Coffee. I want to say thanks a lot to PR3 Media and Air 5 Networks, as well as Live and On Scene with Mr. Carlo Rodriguez, who's behind the camera. Always does a great and magnificent job. And I want to say, I hope I motivated your Monday. And until next week, KMF, keep moving forward.